And I think we are live. Hi everyone. Just thought we'd do another Q&A session. Kind of got some free time on Sunday. And yeah, I thought you guys really enjoyed it when I did a Q&A session last weekend, I think it was, when we got the 3,000 subscriber special. But yeah, I thought we'd still do one anyway. Just because I get so many comments in the comment section every so often, and I just can never really put enough time to answering all of the comments. So I thought, yeah, just do another live stream. So I'll kind of give it a few minutes and wait for everyone to kind of join. And if it does go live, if someone can post in the comment section, and then I kind of know that the live stream's kind of going. But it just takes a while for all the notifications to go out. It's a bit of a nightmare. Like I wish it would do it a little bit quicker because I just kind of have to like talk to myself for the first 2 minutes until everyone gets the notification that it's going live. So I hope I picked a decent time. Like doing it a Sunday, 4 o'clock ish. So I think it's just Sunday in it. It's a bit of a naff day, isn't it, for a live stream? Like ideally, I would do it on a Saturday. So next time I'll try to do it on a Saturday. I can see a few questions starting to come in, which is pretty good. So we can actually get on to doing some stock stuff rather than me talking about things. Don't know if you had a good Saturday, good Sunday. Well, hey, there's quite a few people joining now, which is pretty good. So yeah, like I was just saying at the start of the stream, like just thought I'd do like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, just Q&A. Sometimes in the comment section, I just can't like type out millions of opinions. Like I can't speak about it, which is so much better. So yeah. European stocks on my watch list. Not really, to be honest with you. The reason why is there's some good companies out there. The problem is that I'm already invested into like UK stocks, which takes a lot of time to keep up to date with like UK stocks, um, and kind of researching all them. And then obviously there's the Chinese stocks, kind of managing what goes on with that economy. There's the US stocks as well. So there's some ones that um, I think are good. It's just kind of like not overworking yourself, like trying to keep up to date with like so many economies. It's a bit of a nightmare, really. So yeah, I don't really invest into many European stocks, but like I said, there's some good ones out there if you can find the right ones. But why exactly do you kind of need to be honest with you? There's so many great UK and US companies and Chinese companies. So uh, we will have more money. Do you mean are they going to go up next week? I mean, I don't know if stocks are going to go up next week. Literally, like a new story can change the direction where stocks go in a week. Like if you ask me what them stocks are going to do over 2 to 5 years, I'd put my house on them going up in 2 to 5 years. So if you were 35% down on that stock, would you sell or hold? It's a tricky one because I don't know the company. I don't know the company in and out, to be honest with you, to like give a really good opinion on it, which is not something I want to kind of do. Um, but I'd probably, I mean, why did you invest into the company? That's what I'd ask yourself. Like, why did you buy into that company? Like, when you invest in that company, you must have thought the share price was going to go up. So think about the reasons why you bought into that company and that share price was going to go up. And if the reasons still exist, I would definitely carry on holding it. If the reasons why you bought into that company have changed, then I would sell it. Like personally, I don't know why you got into the company because it's not one that I don't know that well. But if you think it's still going to do well and the company's going to perform like revenue, earnings increase, then carry on holding it because your share price should come back at some point. I think is that like an oil storage? I think it is. So I mean, your call really on that one. Thoughts on Super Dry? I did a video on Super Dry. For me, it's a company that I won't buy. The online sales is too weak at the moment. If Superdry can increase their online sales, then it could be a decent company. But yeah, it definitely needs to increase its online sales for me to kind of become investable because that's where it all is. It's e-commerce now, getting them online sales. High street is okay, if you can pull out like flat high street or like 1%, 2% growth on high street, but then you get the online, then that's good. It's just if you have like no e-commerce right now, you're going to get absolutely slaughtered. Like ASOS, Boohoo, look at how well they're doing because of e-commerce. Especially like when you think about like when it comes to Christmas time and Christmas sales. I don't know how many people will want to go on the high street this year. Maybe a lot more online e-commerce. So yeah, I'd take that into consideration. Uh, cool. Gangstock, yeah, a big fan of Gangstock. It had a nice little discount as well, didn't it, on Friday after the earnings, which I didn't think they were that bad. So I just saw the question on Apple, but it went off my screen. But I think it was about two different ones. It looked like the one that you were looking at was leverage. That's where it had the 3x number on it. So yeah, you got to just be careful when you're buying them sort of stuff. Like sometimes it can work for you, but obviously like you get double the returns. But if it goes down in the short term, yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. I enjoy doing videos. I really enjoy doing these live streams at the moment. Just it's something a little bit different for me as well. And I think like when you guys sometimes comment on them, like I can't give a full response. And I think the live streams are a really good one where I can go into a little bit more detail about things. So hopefully we can make it a regular thing every kind of like maybe once or twice a month. Don't know if I can do one next weekend, but we'll see what we can do. BA Systems. I don't know the company in and out. I've actually got my computer next to me, so I can maybe have a look. But I think from last time I've actually looked into them. Um, yeah, I think they're actually okay. Like I think there's definitely worse companies out there. But yeah, it looks a decent company to be fair. Obviously, you got the share price on quite a bit of a drop as well. Not as much as what it were. Ideally, you would have looked to get into BA Systems a bit long ago. But you look at the growth side of it, you look at revenue side of it, steady side of it. It looks like they haven't cancelled the dividend either. Balance sheet looks okay. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't rate it a sell. So I'll definitely look at maybe having a look at it, maybe buying it, maybe buy a bit and see if it pulls back a little bit because it has had a good run. But yeah, it looks okay. Any opinions on Square? I did a video on Square about 3 weeks ago. But Square, a great company, great company. It's just the valuation side of it. It's just very, very overpriced right now. If you could get it at a better valuation, for sure. Boohoo, yeah, I reckon Boohoo probably have good earnings. You know, it'll have a lot of the COVID numbers in it. So yeah, it's just one of those where because obviously they lost partners with Amazon, and someone else gone out of my head. Is it Next? Um, if obviously them sales affect it that much, but I think it could easily make up with strong sales because of the coronavirus. They don't really affect it that long. So yeah, I think Boohoo should do some good sales. What do I think of Aviva? Aviva, I own it. Good company. You just don't have with them sort of companies like you don't get that much share price appreciation. So for me, like if Aviva gets somewhere between 50 to 100% up, I probably sell. I probably wouldn't hold it as long term just because you don't have great growth in them. But it was just massively sold off. Even right now, I think it's at decent prices. To be fair, on Micro Focus, I actually don't know that company. Couldn't tell you that one. BT, it's okay. Um, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not the worst company. It's personally not one I like enough to get into. Um, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Galactic. I I'm going to do a video actually on it this week. For me, I look at the company and I look at what revenue and earnings they're doing, and I generally don't see that company making profit in the next 4 years, which for me, it's not investable from my point of view. I mean, it has a good story to it, but the problem is like if you're not making profit 2 years down the line and even longer, which Virgin Galactic are going to be, it's just going to hurt the balance sheet. They're going to have to raise more money. Probably the way they're going to do it, I think they've only just done it recently as well, is the dilute shareholders. So you as a shareholder, you lose value in your stock. So why not wait until the company starts making progress, revenue increases, earnings come in, and then you got that risk kind of gone on it, and your shares not being diluted. So Jim Cramer on CNBC. Jim Cramer, wow. I mean, he's a decent watch, but I wouldn't take his stock recommendations that much. Do I hold Shell? No, I don't hold Shell. I'm not a big fan of the oil stocks, just because of how like vulnerable they are to external things. But like Shell, the share price itself is definitely undervalued. Like it's way too sold off. So like at these prices, it probably will go up because when you think about the economy starts opening back up again, places need more oil for transport. It's going to do okay. What company is better, BP or Shell? I I don't know the companies in and out, but I think it might be Shell. But like I said, I don't know the companies that well in and out, so don't take my word on it. ITV is okay. I just think there's better companies in this kind of area. Like you think about normal satellite TV, like I don't know about you guys, but everyone in like the younger generation, I feel like probably 30 and under, especially even now, like even like below 20, like 20 and younger as well. All they do is Netflix, streaming, YouTube, and a lot of them, in my opinion, aren't really bothered into like classic TV now. So I would personally, I mean, I know that ITV is trying to look at other ways. I think like they were involved in that BritBox. But I, like I say, I think when you look at the streaming side of it, you've got a lot more better players in there. Like I'm not a huge fan of Netflix, but Netflix, if you can get it at the right valuation, you've got Disney Plus as well. So you've got a few options in this area, which I think you'll have better returns from the growth side of it. So yeah, I think ITV. I mean, it's okay, but Tesla's still a buy at 2K. No, not in my opinion. I think I was running some numbers on Tesla the other day, and the valuation, even though it's a great company, I'm a massive fan of Tesla. You look at the energy side of it, you look at how developed they are on the electric vehicle side of it. But like the growth at the moment is you're buying the stock where it's going to be in probably like 2024. So you kind of got all the growth for the next 3 years already priced in the stock. You're basically buying the stock for like another 3 years' time, and you're buying the growth after that. And when we start talking like 3, 4 years down the line, what position are we going to be in? Like, how is everyone else going to catch up to Tesla now? You've got Neo. Obviously it's a bit far off Tesla at the moment, but if that gets into Europe and starts dominating Europe over Tesla, not saying it will happen, but you just got to take these considerations in. So you're paying a lot of growth in already. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We look at the stock price, like literally, like it started like leveling out about like 1,500, and then all of a sudden it goes up like to 2,000, and it adds like 100 billion on its market cap. And you're looking at it and you're like, what's this company done in 3 months to add 100 million onto its market cap? Sorry, 100 billion onto its market cap, not million. And you're like, not that much really. So you just got to kind of like value what you're buying right now. So yeah, you just got to be a little bit careful. Megit, I've heard some good things about Megit. So it seems all right. Hive, I think someone posted about Hive a while ago. I think Hive is the one that does the expeditions, isn't it? Hive. Trying to remember the ticker symbol for it. Oh, it's the same as the company name. Whoops. What is it? Yeah, trade expositions, conferences. Yeah, with Hive, yeah, for me, I wouldn't touch this one. Even though it's sold off absolutely huge, um, I don't see them getting back to normal for quite a while. Um, so yeah, it's for me, I won't touch this one. Historically, it's not made a profit as well, which ain't great. Revenue's done okay, but it wasn't doing profit before COVID-19. So yeah, I want to. Yeah, the growth ain't good on that one. What's the debt? The debt's 250 million, cash is 90 million. It's cancelled its dividend. No, I won't touch Hive. Not for me. Any good books I would suggest? I read The Intelligent Investor. That's probably one of the books that I've read that's pretty good. But there's a lot of good out there on YouTube. To be honest with you, like you can listen to like Warren Buffett interviews and you learn some good stuff from there. So NEX will take a long time to profit. Right? What do you think? Yeah, it's a tricky one with NEX because it's hard to judge where everything's going to be. But the problem is like everything's kind of slowly opening up. And from my point of view, like when you go out on the street now, you see more and more traffic. And I think like society is just getting back to normal now, and obviously there's going to be more transport used. So at the moment, it's getting better and better for it, and it's just one of those. When's it going to get back to where it was? And I think probably in a year's time, we're probably getting back to some sort of level of where we were at in 2019. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those where it's probably going to be a rough ride for the next year, but it'll come back at some point. Why Taylor Wimpey over Redrow? I can't remember Redrow in and out like numbers wise. Maybe Taylor Wimpey had the better growth. I would suspect. Maybe it had the better balance sheet. Maybe the trust pilot scores on the houses was better. I mean, I can't remember. Can't remember Redrow in and out. I'll have a quick look actually. I'll just have a quick scan of Redrow. But I mean, I liked Redrow. I looked at Redrow a while back when I was looking at house builders, so I must have looked into it and thought something about it. I mean, yeah, you look at the share price; it's still massively sold off on Redrow. P's pretty cheap. Still some growth on the growth front for Redrow. So yeah, I mean, Redrow's still a buy. Like I'm looking at this stock right now, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, cash to debt. Yeah, it's got 89 million cash to 75 million in debt. So it didn't have as good balance sheet going into COVID. That's probably one of the reasons why. No insiders buying in the stock as well in the COVID. Yeah, those were probably a few reasons why I picked Taylor Wimpey over Redrow. Neo or Workhorse trading with CJ. Man, that guy's got a good channel. If you want to go check him out. Workhorse or Neo. Obviously, I'm invested in Workhorse. So, but there's a lot of risk there on the deal with the United States Parcel Service. So there's that risk if they don't get that contract, it's going to kill the stock. But if it gets that deal, then obviously instantly you're going to see earnings and revenue absolutely explode on the stock. So the share price will reflect that. When you look at Neo, it probably has the better potential in the long term because of how like mass market is, and it's not relying on that. It's just whether or not it can get to that stage, and it can ramp it up. So I'd say that Workhorse at the moment, but if you ask me in the long term, which one probably benefit the most if it gets it right, it would probably be Neo because of the market it's in. A lot more potential for revenue and earnings growth. At the end of the day, how many people need a last mile delivery van? How many people need a car? Like everyone needs a car, so it's the bigger market, isn't it? So if it works off for them, gold, yeah, gold's done really well. It's done too well, so it needs to come back a little bit. But if the Fed carries on pumping money into it, then you probably see the value of gold do quite well. Do I think we should wait on US stocks before the election? That's a tricky one because timing the market is impossible. Like literally, like it, it might go against all odds and it might not actually fall like during the election, and the stock market will just carry on doing well. And then if it does that, you'll miss out on a lot of gains. Um, so if you can find the stocks at the right valuations, I wouldn't hesitate to buy them. But you just have to have that awareness that historically it is a rough time during the US election. And obviously summer as well, volatility dies down, people go away on holiday, comes back to September. September, there's a lot more buying and selling in stocks. So it normally picks up a little bit in September. So yeah, I'd say that, not to worry too much about the elections. One stock to hold until 2021. Which one? Oh, that's a hard one. Obviously, like I'm investing for 2 to 5 years, but if you put me on the spot on 2021, does it have to be UK or US? If it's UK, I'd probably go with Greg's just because a lot of its market will be coming back in September. Students are coming back, so it should do pretty well from September onwards. And it's getting quite close to profitability already. So I'd say Greg's massively sold off as well in the UK scene. The US is a little harder because everything's kind of a little bit overvalued, really. Um, so I would have gone Pinterest a few weeks ago until it went up. So, Persimmon, your thoughts? Persimmon, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but I know it's a decent stock. I think it's a buy. I think there's better house builders out there. I'm not 100% why. Um, but yeah, Persimmon seems pretty good anyway. Um, it's worth looking into. There's a lot of good house builders out there. Hollywood Bowl, yeah, definitely buy at these sort of prices. I bought some more on Friday, was it? So yeah, these sort of prices easy. JD Sports a good stock seen in the past 4 years. It's given JD Sports, yep, great company. It's gone up a little bit too much now. So maybe we'll have a little bit of a pullback in the company, but great company, definitely rate that one as a buy. Probably one I could have actually done with buying a little bit more. So, what about Lloyd's? Lloyd's is okay. I'd say there's probably better stocks you can buy. Obviously, it's a banking stock; it won't give you that good of returns as other companies. So yeah, I'd look at other companies to be honest with you. But it's okay. It's not the worst stock. It's not the worst stock. Yeah, yeah. Well, as soon as them like lockdowns end, then NEX will benefit from it. Brexit and its effects. Yeah, you know what? I was actually thinking this the other day. I thought if these Brexit talks get louder in the news, then obviously that's what will end up moving the markets. So we'll see what happens with the Brexit side of it. That could be the next thing that does actually push the markets down. From the UK side of it, obviously you got the US elections, which is probably the other thing that will possibly push the US down. But like the thing, it's hard to predict. I say all this all the time, but you can't predict what the stock market does. Before you know it, it's gone down before you've realised. So how is that? How old am I? I'm 26 now. So yeah, I'm on the wrong side now. I'm getting closer to 30. So we'll see what happens. Justin, Justin Wait, Justin Wait. I don't know the name. If you say what he does, then I might potentially know who he is, but I actually don't know who he is. So yeah, Ocado, they're not close enough to profitability with me, but there's potentially that Marks and Spencer's deal. We'll see what happens. I think they're too far off profitability right now. But it's doing okay growth front wise. But I personally, I'll just leave it for a little bit. Justin Way on YouTube and was it podcast or something? Right, I've generally not heard of him. I don't know. Is he UK? Is he US? So have I done any day trading? No, I don't do day trading. It's a lot of hard it's a lot of hard work. You have to pretty much like study the market, learn loads of patterns. And if you get it right, you get instant amount of profits really quickly. The only problem is it's just so risky. Like, what is it? 90% of people lose money day trading. Whereas you do long term investing, it's as long as you long term investing is easy. As long as you buy a company where the revenue is going to go up and the profit goes up, normally the share price follows it. It might follow it in a month afterwards. It might follow it in 2, 3, 4, 5 years afterwards. But normally, if you have a company that's doing really well on earnings and revenue front, then you just see the stock price eventually follow it. So you look at Apple, it traded sideways for a long time, and then eventually we've had it double this year. So City Pub Group, yeah, I like it. I like it. It's had a bit of a drop recently as well. So I like it. I'd rate that one as a buy. I'll just check how they're doing on the cash front. I think that's the only negative about it is that it's just a little bit short on the cash side of it. But if it can get that cash back up. What's my opinion on Bitcoin? I'm not a big crypto fan. Like this, I'm sure there's some good ones out there that you can invest in. I always struggle to get my head around cryptocurrencies, but there's some gains out there if you can do it right. Very much like day trading, just not my area. Like it's just moving into another area that I don't need to do. Like I don't need to put the workload on myself when I can just do long term investing that I've done for like the last kind of like four years, and it's just a lot easier to make returns. So I mean, once again, any MJ stocks. I actually own Altria, which has an investment in Cronus Group. I also own GWPH, which is medical that uses cannabis. I hope I don't get demonetized for saying that then. But yeah, um, I own them too. So I don't think I need any more exposure than that right now. Boohoo still a buy. Um, yeah, it is. It actually, I think Boohoo actually just dropped in share price a little bit recently. So it's probably one of the better opportunities that you could probably have. You could have had it cheaper. That's the only thing. But when you think about Boohoo 2 to 5 years down the line, is its revenue going to increase? Is its profit going to increase? Yeah. So what are you going to say about the share price? Is the share price probably going to increase? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, 2 to 5 years hold at these stock prices, Boohoo's probably still a buy. It's just not as good opportunity as what it was like a month ago. So yeah, I'd say Boohoo's still a buy, but you could have just probably got it a better opportunity not so long ago. So yeah, that's what I'd say about Boohoo. Hive Group. I talked about Hive Group a bit earlier in the video. Go back to the live stream at the start, and you'll be there. IPOs, yeah, I do IPOs. You just got to be really careful because when they come onto the stock market, you can't. When you buy them and you've been invested in the company when it's private, and then it comes onto the stock market, then everyone in the company is able to sell the shares instantly on the stock market. So to avoid that, they have a lockup for 9 months and then they can sell. But then all of a sudden, 9 months after the lockup, you get a lot of insiders taking profits on the shares because they've been invested in the company for so long. So that's quite often why you see what IPOs like dip down for the first like 9 months, why there's not much excitement over them because of that. So yeah, that's why I normally wait 9 months before I get into an IPO. But sometimes if I do really like it, then I will go buy it. So yeah. BA Systems, we talked about it earlier on the stream. So when it's done, just go back and I've got an answer on it there. Berkshire Hathaway, good company. You probably get a decent return in line with the market. Once again, though, it's like financial. So you're never going with financials. You're never going to get a massive increase in your share price, your returns. It's kind of going to be in line with the market. So yeah, if you want bigger returns, then there's other companies out there, and that's what I think. There's better opportunities. Are we in a tech bubble? We're getting there. We are very close to tech bubble. Look at Apple. Look at the valuation on Apple right now. I think it's the highest P I've ever seen it be. The market cap on the company has gone from like 1 trillion to 2 trillion pretty much overnight. So like, why has the market cap doubled? Not much has changed with the company. So yeah, there's a few out there. Cineworld, I'm still holding my Cineworld shares. It's one of those big risk, big reward. So it's one of those you take on the Cineworld. Just be careful that you can lose quite a bit. So just be careful with that one. So yeah, right, guys, I'm going to call it time there. We're just about to hit the 30-minute mark. So thank you so much for joining. If you can like the live stream, that'll be absolutely amazing. I'll try do another one in a few weeks' time. I don't think I'll be able to do one next week. So it might be a couple of weeks afterwards. So yeah, I'll try do one when I can get around to doing one. Hopefully on a Saturday rather than a Sunday. So I think it's better for everyone. But yeah, hopefully it'll be like the 4,000 subscriber special. So if we can get there, that'll be absolutely amazing. So thanks for joining me. I hope I got to a few questions rather than just a couple of words in the comment section because I think it just gives a better explanation of things. So thanks so much for joining on Sunday, guys, and have a good rest of the weekend.